Now, you might be wondering, are there new plans associated with the Treasure Hunter event going on in Fallout 76 from the dates of November the 6th at 12 p.m. Eastern until November the 10th at 12 p.m. Eastern? And my answer to you is I have no idea, and we'll have to wait until the event is live. But if you're someone who does not have the PA Sprinkles paint or the TV aquarium, this is your time to go hunt some treasure hunters. We'll go over locations that you can find them in Appalachia. But if you want to know, treasure hunters do not spawn in instance locations. When you go into a daily op or a building and you have a loading screen, that is an instance location. And now treasure hunters are not supposed to spawn at events like Uranium Fever at the Blackwater Mine, but maybe, just maybe, we'll have to do some testing out to see if treasure hunters spawn at maybe the Nuke Boss event during the time at Nuka World on tour, or maybe the public event where the mother load comes up and you get materials out of said equipment and you have to defend that from mole miners. But y'all, there are some mole miner hordes that have a potential chance to spawn in the ash heap, but we'll go over all of that in this video. Y'all sit back, relax, and let's talk about the treasure hunter event. Now, it used to be that one would want to max out their caps before this event and then go buy mole miner pells, and you can still do that, but the thinking of that in the olden days is back when the mole miner pells, the normal mole miner pells and the ornate mole miner pells that you crafted would have script in them. Now, you can still do that if you are cap rich and you are junk rich, because it takes a lot of materials to make said mole miner pells. But to me personally, I think it's still the best option now that the crafted mole miner pells do not have any script in them. I think it's the best option for you if you're needing script, you're just wanting mole miner pells or some legendary either weapons or armor pieces to go out into Appalachia and just hunt them down for yourself. But if you're wanting to buy some and you're wanting the best prices, remember, charisma does affect the price that you pay at a vendor or what a vendor will pay you. So make sure to be smooth, smooth talking out there, smooth skin. Oh, hey there, smooth skin. Now, if you're looking for a spot that potentially has a treasure hunter R2, there is some good news for you, Vault Dweller, and that is this shares the same spawn map as the cultists do. And that means that you can go to Wavy Willard, you can go to Grafton Steel, Helvetia, Pleasant Valley, Harper's Ferry, Flooded Train Yard. All of these spots potentially have the chance of spawning in a treasure hunter. But if you're like me, then you are going to be spending a lot of time in the ash heap. Now, you may be new to Fallout 76 and you don't realize why we would be wanting to go down to the ash heap. And for those new people, let me just tell you, it's because there are so many locations where mole miners are going to be spawning. I mean, as soon as you spawn into Welch or the Mount Blair train yard, you are going to be welcomed either by a robot, some mole miners, or some mole rats. So make sure that you are at least going to these two locations. But the great thing about the ash heap, you have the abandoned mine shafts, you have Lewisburg. So there is such a straight line and everything is so close together that you're going to be able to fast travel from location to location to location. And as we learned, the fastest way to a point is a straight line. So really, to me, going down to the ash heap, doing some hunting is the best way for you. And like we mentioned before, we don't know if the Horde event is going to have like the treasure hunters. We don't know if the Motherlode event is going to have treasure hunters, or potentially even the Nuke event. I don't see any treasure hunters being at those events, but you just never know. But as a reminder, please, if you are hunting treasure hunters in a public world or even on a private world, do yourself and everyone else a favor. And even if you do not see a treasure hunter, destroy every single mole miner that you see, because this way, when the game repopulates an area, it has a chance to pull a treasure hunter and put it to where a normal mole miner was. Because if you take out 10 targets of mole miners, the game has to replace 10 mole miners when it's time to replenish the server. And you see, it could pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You never know how many it's going to replenish in that bit. But if you only take out one treasure hunter and the game only has to repopulate one mole miner, there's a good chance that it's just going to be a normal mole miner, and the next time you come through or someone else comes through, then they're not going to have any treasure hunters and they're just going to go on their merry way. So make sure this weekend to just destroy any mole miner that you see on site. Because let's be real, if 3Dog or John Henry Eden was on the radio in Fallout 76, 3Dog might try to impersonate John Henry Eden like, "Hello, children. It's your president, John Henry Eden. And it's time to wipe out those mole miners. I'm just playing, children. It's a 3Dog. But for real, kill the mole miners and don't feed the Yao-Guai." But let me know in the comments section, what new plans would you like to see associated with the Mole Miner event, the Treasure Hunter event in Fallout 76. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to check this video out. Thank you so much to the channel members for the continued support. Y'all have a great, wonderful day out there in the wasteland. Peace. Love ya.